Welcome back once again for video number 6 in the series Comfort is Essential in Cycling. This is the final video in this series. This video I'm entitling Neck and Shoulders for Comfort and Safety. So in the last video I talked about the first form of upper body discomfort, which had to do with weighting, putting a lot of weight on the bars. In this one we're going to look at what happens with the shoulders and neck. So the question is, do you hunch your shoulders when you ride? Or when you're riding, are you bending your neck and looking down the road like this with your chin jutted out? Either one of those is going to cause a tremendous amount of tension in your shoulders and neck. And when you have that tension, you're not only diminishing your comfort, you're diminishing your safety, your stability, your efficiency, your endurance, your performance, and your enjoyment. All of these words are probably getting pretty familiar now because I've repeated them several times in a lot of the videos to show you how comfort affects all of these and why it's so essential. So let's look first at what happens with your neck when you ride. If you are riding in this position, then this position it doesn't allow your head to be part of your spine and your core, and it creates instability all the way through your spine. So when you're riding, you really need to keep your head, you want to lead with the crown, so that when you're riding, the back of your neck is long, your chin is slightly tucked, and that you're riding in this position. So you want to be leading with the crown, and this position will stabilize your spine all the way from your core through your upper body to your neck. And then when you're riding, you need to actually look with your eyes instead of your head. So that means you're going to have to raise your eyes up towards your eyebrows and look out. It's also essential that you don't have eyewear that has a big frame at the top that's going to obstruct the top of your field of vision. So that kind of looks at how we alleviate a lot of the problems with the neck, is keeping it long and aligned. The other aspect is what happens with the shoulders and when the position is like this, when you're hunched up like this. So when you're in this position, your upper body is no longer connected to your core. So what I have is what I call is shoulder connect, and that is that when you're riding, you want to take your shoulders, roll them back and down. And when you're in this position, now you're engaging the lat muscles to kind of keep the shoulders low. You don't have to really crunch hard, but you want to engage a little bit. So when you're in that position, now your upper body is connected to your core. So this shoulder connect then and the long aligned spine, these are the two ways that you can really begin to alleviate neck and shoulder discomfort, as well as making sure that you're using the core to support your upper body and not using your arms and hands and shoulders and so forth, as I talked about in the last video. So again, imprinting these healthy habits requires a lot of awareness and focus. And the place to really work on this is on the stationary stand. And when you're riding stationary, you can even use visual feedback. You can have a mirror set next to you or a mirror set in front of you. You can use a video camera and have the monitor in front so you can actually see yourself from the side without having to look to the side. And this will let you, if you're watching, you're going to see if things start to change a little bit. So again, in the Zendurance Cycling clinics, the initial introduction to effortless power, we mostly focus on the core and stability in the saddle, but in some of the other more advanced ones, we begin to really look at upper body and keeping the upper body correctly positioned. This becomes really essential if you're riding a time trial bike, a triathlon bike, because once you really lower down the aero bars, the tendency is to hunch the shoulders and look out like this. Then when you get off the bike and you have to run, you're wondering why you can't see the ground, because you've been in this position so long that you can no longer get your head back to here. So again, this is really important. And so just as a conclusion here, again on this whole series, is to emphasize that comfort is not for sissies on the bike. comfort is not a luxury, it is a necessity. If you want to ride safely, if you want to be stable, if you want to be efficient, if you want to maximize your performance potential, if you want to enjoy riding, then you really must focus mindfully on being comfortable. So comfort then becomes an indication, one indication of how good your cycling technique is. So thanks for viewing. I look forward hopefully to meeting you sometime at one of our clinics. And once again, bike long and prosper.